Hello everyone, welcome back to the FetchQuest podcast where we talk about video games and more. I am your host Guy, joined by my fellow co-host Liam.
Hello.
And Brewer.
Hey everyone. So Guy, before we start, I do have a quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
Why the hell are we in this crummy submarine?
Also, why is the water outside red? Is that blood?
Huh? Yeah, about that. The FetchQuest podcast is in debt again.
Guy, be honest with me. Were you gambling again?
No? I can't believe you would assume that of me.
Okay, doesn't matter. This sucks, but we're already here, so we might as well do the job. What do we have to do, Guy?
Okay, hey, it's really simple. We just have to collect some data from these points on the map that we've been given here. See, look, there's points 1, 2, Evil's Ass Death Hole, points 6, 7, yeah.
Guy, if we survive this, I want you to know, I am personally killing you with my bare hands.
Fair.
And with that, today, our topic is going to be Iron Lung, the video game we played that is also getting a movie very soon that we are all very excited for.
By none other than Markiplier, the famous YouTuber.
I love Markiplier.
The Bite of 87 is creating a movie that's coming out very soon.
Personally, I'm more of a fan of his OnlyFans calendar, but that's a discussion for another day.
But yeah, it is probably one of the only video game movies that I genuinely don't think has a chance of being bad. Almost every other video game movie you can attribute to this cannot be peak, except maybe Sonic 3.
Sonic 3 is heat.
But yeah, I'm very excited for this movie, and now that we've all played the game, minus one Connor,
Connor's stuck in the blood ocean.
He is stuck in the blood ocean. I am even more excited for this movie, because this movie is gonna be longer than the game.
Yeah, the game is very short. It only takes an hour, and a basic synopsis of it for everyone watching, if you haven't played it, is you were in the Iron Lung. It's this dingy, shitty little submarine that's kind of junk. It was crappily welded together, and you were in a blood ocean, and you're a criminal, so you don't have really a right to refuse. You can only get your freedom if you collect data for these strange people.
Yes, and in order to do that, you have to traverse a sealed shut submarine that has no windows. And you can only look at things through a camera that you can take a picture through, and it will show you the outside in a vast blood ocean, which it's such a simple concept of what if instead of water it was blood, but I absolutely adore the concept. It's such an interesting, because blood has such a higher viscosity that's all the visibility of water is gone now because it's all blood.
Well, I think the thing is too, it's a concept that's it just sounds very edgy, but I feel like they play it straight very well.
Yeah, just making it an alien planet, and it's just a natural thing, and not the blood is running red with enemies or children or something. It's just this is a blood ocean. It's just very matter of fact. There's
some lore to it we can get into, but that's later. First, we should get into the basic mechanics.
Okay, so the basic mechanic is you traverse this funny submarine through, what was it called? Someone else can keep talking. I'm gonna search up what the actual scientific term is called.
Well, I don't know what the scientific term is called, but either way, you have a couple of buttons. You have the one for forward, back. You can turn left and right. You have a map, and you have the coordinates displayed at all time. But again, you can't see anything. So you also have a radar if you're getting too close to a wall. And with that, you're having to slowly navigate through to get all the points. And when you get to each point, you have to take a picture of all of them to beat the game. Simple enough, but there's a lot of extra factors in this game that add to it being very horrifying for a lot of people.
Yeah, like the game in and of itself, like I would say it builds this atmosphere using its sound design and just like general premise to like build up its horror. Because the game itself, like all things considered, there's really not a lot going on, which kind of helps it in what it's trying to do.
Yeah, because again, the entire time you can't see what's outside unless you use the camera. There is like a separate 3D map that's used for the game, but you can't normally see it without some boundary hacks or like slowly taking a picture every time you move about. The entire time in the game, you only see what's in the sub and also hear what's around the sub. So there's a sense of isolation that really builds just into the creepy atmosphere of the game and just not knowing what's out there in a vast blood ocean.
Yeah, no, it communicates just like isolation very well, because you get a very like consistent dripping sound of like a tiny little leak of blood that slowly drips into the sub constantly, and like the whir of the submarine. But then other than that, everything is unknown. The only like familiarity is 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor, and that's it. And I really liked the atmosphere. It was very cool.
I think it's really cool as well that the only way for you to see the outside world is to take pictures of the outside world. The game itself actually does have a 3D environment, and when you move around the sub, you are actually moving it around in an environment. It's not just like what's some like grid formation. It is actually all laid out there. But the only way for you to see this environment is to take pictures to see what like exactly is out there, like whether it's the artifacts, whether it's like some mysteries. There's a really terrifying image. You eventually make it to one point in the game where you have to go to the top right part of the map, and the game has a sensor to when you were near a wall, and it's basically to tell you, hey, you need to move away from this or the sub is going to crash. The thing is, it kind of comes out of nowhere, this like wall to the right of you, and then when I first played through it, I was like moving up and down. I was like, what the hell is in front of me? Why is there just a wall when there shouldn't be a wall here? I point the sub towards this wall that came out of nowhere to take a picture of it. I take the picture, and a giant eyeball is staring right back at me.
Yeah,
no, it's crazy.
I was like, okay, this is a big fish, but because like you I don't know if like maybe you were like too locked in, but you can hear like swimming, and I was like, ooh, big fish, and then I was still unnerved by big eyeball, because it's like it can't actually see you, but it's looking straight at the camera, which is like horrifying, because it knows where the camera is, and that's a scary thought.
I think it builds up so well, because like again, in the map, it's one of the like most open areas in the game. So like I was saying, there's that really big sense of confusion. You're going up, you're just trying to get to the next point. At this point, you kind of have a routine locked in because you've done about maybe close to half the points. And then for some reason, no matter what you do, there's something there. So out of curiosity, you take that picture, and then again, all the other pictures, there hasn't been a single like what you could identify as a living creature. You've seen like some dead whale bones, but then that giant eyeball's there, and just as quickly the sensor stops beeping. So that kind of implies like there's a flash probably, and after you took the picture, it noticed and it swam away. But now you know for the rest of the game, something is there. Something is with you.
It is stalking you, basically. It knows that you're there, and it knows that, like, it knows where to look. And I think it's such a simple, like, again, this game does so much with so little, and the concept is very well executed for such a short game. Because a lot of horror games rely very heavily on, like, small tension build, jump scare, relief, small tension build, jump scare. Like, but this game was all tension, because like the entire time you're under scrutiny of like, ooh, this I could just crash this sub, and I don't know what's out there because I'm in a submarine that I can't really like see all that, like I can't see out of it, but you know something is out there because you can hear it, but like the sensory deprivation of no sight makes that like hearing noises so much worse.
Yeah, and I think what adds to it as well is all the elements in the game that seem a bit random that really add to the horror, because as you're going along, the sub progressively feels like it's getting worse and worse. You'll have little leaks spring, air coming out of some of the pipes. At one point, I was going through the game, and like at the beginning, I was looking around the sub before the mission started to see what I had to do, and there was a fire extinguisher. So I was like, oh, I'll probably need this at some point. And then as I was going along, for some reason, the like light in the game, or like the brightness, it seemed like it was getting turned way up. I was like, man, what is that? I look behind me, there's a shit ton of fire. I'm like, oh shit. Grab the fire extinguisher, try to put it out really quickly.
What's really funny about that situation too is that for me, there's RNG with how water can leak into the sub, and it just so happens that the water that leaked for me was right near the control panel, so that's all I could hear for like a good amount of time. And then I like Brewer, like similar to Brewer, I noticed the brightness is going up, and like this like sizzling sound, which I thought was the water, just kept going up. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I just see that half of my submarine is on fire, and I'm like, what is going on?
Oh, that is really fun. For me, I went to go take a picture of a wall because I wanted to see like if the wall ended, and then I turn around and there's just fire. And I had been like, I was stupid. I tried to put out the like pipes, like spewing steam, oxygen with. I was like, oh, I'll just use my fire extinguisher on it. So I'd been messing around with the fire extinguisher, so I took it out really quickly, but like. It was the steam I think was like the biggest jump scare for me, because like the first steam that like piles up was like in front of the control panel, so it's just like in my face, and as I'm like really concentrating to get through this like narrow passageway.
Yeah, I think what adds to it as well is there's another big meter that you pay attention to at the beginning, and it's the oxygen meter. And as you progress through the game, you're seeing it keeps loudly announcing too, so it's not something you can just ignore. Your oxygen level is getting lower and lower, so fire starts, like, oh shit, all my oxygen's gonna go away, I gotta get this shit out quick.
No, it's insane. Like when the oxygen first went down, I was like, oh my god, does that mean I have a time limit? And like my anxiety just like grew after that, because to me it incentivized to me that I need to be quick with this, because I don't know if this is a guaranteed success or not.
Yeah, same here.
I thought you could just like die from like oxygen
suffocation,
oxygen deprivation.
Yeah,
so
which
I was like,
minor spoiler. It is scripted, but I feel like that's what it's great. So like, no matter how you're playing the game, at certain points, it's going to make sure to let you know you got to keep going, you got to go faster, especially with the last point, because what's so memorable about this game, and I will put a spoiler mark for once we get to there, but it has build up to just a couple really big moments, like the one we mentioned with the eye, and one that happens kind of towards the end. But the entire time, with all these little problems like building upon each other, along with the stress of just getting the job done so you can just try to live. And then even ominous little things to, like, again, the eye, and also the note you get at the very beginning of the game. Well, unless you're Guy, since he somehow forgot to pick that up.
Did forget to pick that up.
Which is very silly.
Well, I didn't know it was an interactable, because the game actually it kind of hit. I'm not gonna say it hit it. I again, this is just me being dumb, but the interactables in the game are like, they have like an outline of like neon green or yellow for Liam. Sorry, I'm trying to be inclusive for you as well. I didn't think that it was something I could pick up. The fire extinguisher, however, in retrospect, I should have thought that I would be able to pick it up because I was able to pick up the fire extinguisher even though it didn't have this effect. I'm just silly.
I will say, now that I'm thinking about it, the blood ocean for us is red, and for Liam it would be like yellow. It's kind of crazy.
The pea ocean.
The pea ocean.
I was in the piss ocean, except my color vision is in a weird spot, but I won't say more than that to get off topic.
Not get into biology lesson
not
about
getting into
colorblindness.
my medical Eddie thing. But this
at the very least, it didn't make the game harder for you compared to Hades, which made the game much harder than it should have been.
Yeah. No, I love all the like small details too with the game. I love the single drip of blood that's falling down. That was a very good, because all it is building like a sense of familiarity, because I got very like used to the way you move the ship, all of that. I was getting like really used to it. So whenever they threw the curveball near the end of the game, I was like, oh, I was not expecting it at all. I was so ready to like take the picture and be done.
Yeah, certainly.
Because I love how you don't even get like it's scripted to you turn around and it's there. Like you're so locked in. I was so locked in on getting that picture taken that it didn't even cross my mind that I was gonna get like anything was gonna happen.
Certainly. And
no, I similar here as well, because I like, oh my god, everything is blaring, the blood is rising, the music is swelling, the oxygen is going down. It like builds up this last scene of like, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to get out of here. Like, and by getting this final picture, you're saying to yourself, okay, maybe there's something
maybe
I can do.
Go to like this. Maybe I can get to the surface after this or something like that.
Yeah, I do want to say, before we spoil what exactly the final moment is, I do think we can maybe talk about some of the lore a little, because there was actually a whole update that was added just for that. If you go into the computer and type in something very specific, because the computer, you don't need to use it throughout any of the game to do anything, like, at all.
I'm not, this is going to be a you thing, Brewer, because I did not look at, like,
well, I was saying, but besides just, like, the listed lore, again, it's just very interesting premise in general, especially with just, like, the blood ocean, like, the questions of why we're here, the people that are making us do this in the first place.
Yeah. To basically, to, like, explain, like, what exactly, like, why we're in this situation, the game starts off and just basically explains that something, we don't know what, just something has eliminated all planets in the universe that have life. And this mass extinction that has caused humanity to flee to the stars to search for new life, for new resources so that they can rebuild. But they find multiple planets and multiple moons with blood oceans after this occurrence. And it's not just any type of blood, it is human blood, of all things.
Yeah, and it is actually confirmed. It is human blood.
It's human blood? I didn't even know that.
It's human blood, yeah.
It is confirmed in a little lore thing. It is human blood. So it's not just like something that looks like blood. No, it really was. So it kind of makes you think as well, like, for a whole blood ocean, how many billions of people were murdered for this to happen? Probably by some eldritch being.
I did not know that. I was just like, oh, it's like a natural blood ocean. Like, I don't know, something in this world produces blood or something. That was my...
No, it is cosmic horror at its finest.
Head canon, but hey, I mean, the mass extinction event, billions of people died. We don't know if this isn't Earth, right? It's some other planet. Or do we know?
Earth is gone.
Interestingly enough, Earth is, well, for some reason, you just can't get in contact with it. That's kind of what the lore says. For one reason or another, there is no contact with Earth, which has some implications as well. So, like, maybe it's just completely uninhabitable. There's no one there, or some of the people on Earth are making it to where you can't connect to them.
I like to imagine that, like, whatever, like, fifth dimensional being caused this mass extinction took out Earth as well, and that no one can get in contact with it because there's literally no one there.
Oh, definitely. I also kind of wonder, did some of the creatures we see in the Blood Ocean, did those kind of spawn from whatever like caused this whole mass extinction event? Or like maybe they are the beings that caused it, even though that wouldn't make too much sense. There's a lot to think about with it.
Or did they spring from the Blood Ocean itself? Like, were they of natural causes?
Did new life come from that?
Spring a trap, maybe?
Good one, Liam.
Thinking.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions, which does make me very interested for the movie, because I think they have said they're like, maybe some of the lore will be connected, maybe not. We won't know until the full film is out as of this recording, but we will get to see just like kind of a new perspective on it through actually having someone alive that's going to be talking throughout it, experiencing it. Yeah, and you can see in the trailer with Markiplier just saying, "I don't want to die."
Like it is an interesting shift in where like the story of the game is, hey, take pictures because you're in debt and you need to, or else you're not going to live. But now we're going to follow like a character that's not like a self-insert character. It's just, and I'm very interested to see what they do with that, because I don't know if it's like a one-person cast. I assume there's more than one person, so we might get like some like interesting lore, or it might just be like it might diverge from what the actual
game does.
The game does, and I'm for one am very excited and very hopeful for it being a amazing movie.
Yeah, certainly, especially because Markiplier, I've actually really enjoyed his work. Besides just like all the YouTube movies and stuff he's done, like Markiplier in Space or A Heist with Markiplier, that had like all those connected videos. That was really cool. I really enjoyed his series online, or not online series. I can't remember what streaming service it was on. I think maybe Prime Video.
It was on Prime Video,
but
and then
Edge of Sleep was actually,
and then it moved to Tubi. But yeah, the Edge of Sleep.
But Edge of Sleep was actually it's not like my favorite of all time. I'm not gonna like try to gas it up too much, but it was a very solid like kind of premise for a horror TV show, and like I enjoyed it the whole way through. I actually just sat down and I didn't wait to watch another episode the next day. I just watched the whole thing. I was like, man, that was really good. Now I actually kind of also don't want to go to sleep.
Because you were on the edge of it.
Ooh, spooky.
Well, no, that's the thing about Markiplier, is that he has a really big interest in horror media. Like, that's his entire YouTube channel. It's just doing horror video games, which I think is really cool. And he's also like, he's just said very much before that like he's an experimental artist who does try to, the stuff that he tries to convey, he tries to do it differently. But the thing is that this is his first like filmic adaptation, or filmic. It's his first film. Like it's of Iron Lung. So I'm really interested to see like what kind of Markiplier spin he takes on it, because he's a very comedic, like high energy guy. But then like that's very high contrast to like the game, where it's just not a lot's going on. Like it's very low energy. Like the game is, for the most part, it's just pressing a button in a direction for like 5 minutes straight, adjusting your angle, and then maybe taking a picture once or twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the gameplay loop is very simple, because the whole thing is like trying to lure you into like a sense of repetition or comfort of like the familiar of like, oh, this is what I do, and then it boom hits you with crazy, not like nothing crazy, but just like will throw the comfort away, and you're like, what is going on? I don't like this.
I will say,
but it does it so well for how little you actually see of the game, which like I said, you can go, the entire space of the game is like 3 steps.
Yeah, I'd say also at this point, this will be a good time to, spoiler warning, we are going to talk about some of the ending parts of the game. So I will say, again, this game only takes like about an hour to beat, is very cheap on Steam. and was like
And on
made,
Switch.
yeah, and on Switch as well, and made by like an independent developer. So if you want to support them and this sounds interesting to you, stop listening to us. Go take a moment to play that game, and then maybe come listen back to the rest of the video. But I'd say as of this point, we are going to just full on say everything that happens.
Oh yeah.
All right, so with that, 3, 2, 1, spoiler warning, gone. So
You die.
yeah, you die. And I will say, I feel like that's what's so memorable about this game is it does such a very good build up to like the jump scare at the end that it feels deserved. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels like a well-placed jump scare because you can predict it as well, but with all the stuff that's going on, there's all the blood water that's like at your waist, all the leaks that have sprung everywhere, steam's coming out of all the pipes, and there's probably some stuff on fire as well. You're trying to think, just get that last point before the oxygen runs out, and then I could maybe escape. Then when you turn around, and as you start walking towards it, not when you just turn around, but as you start walking towards it, that big ass fish monster just comes and eats you, and then boom, title drop, Iron Lung. Absolute cinema.
It is
Credits,
absolute
boom.
cinema. It's just, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of horror. I can deal with it. I like it sometimes, but it's not
What
my
about
cup
FNAF?
of tea. FNAF, like I said, I can enjoy it sometimes, and I did very much love Iron Lung. I thought it was a great experience. I mean, it's an hour long, but the tension buildup really hit me because I was sitting back in my chair just holding my mouse down for like I mean, whenever I got to the jump scare, I was like tapping the mouse trying to like get it. This was, I think, the best unfortunately the best comparison I can make. You remember this the scary maze game where you go through the maze and then
Oh
my
at
God.
the very end you get put into like the small little narrow tunnel and you have to navigate it really slowly and then you get jump scared? That is exactly what Iron Lung did. Like it's crazy.
My dad made me go on that website when I was a kid. That shit was fucked.
Your
No,
dad
but,
is
like,
so funny.
It is just the same thing. You're navigating a really like complicated tunnel, and then you go from that to a jump scare whenever you least expect it. Unless, I mean, you can expect it, but I didn't because I was too locked into my mission.
Well, that's what I'm saying as well. Like,
I had
by
to
all
escape my
means,
debt.
it's a predictable jump scare, but they do enough to distract you from that I think it will get the majority of people who are playing it in the moment. Because again, you get that sense of repetition, you got it down by that point. Because even though the controls are clunky, which I feel is pretty intentional, you get used to them over time.
Yes, and that is why I think this, like, I love what they do with such a compact space, and like, albeit like a really cool premise, it is a simple gameplay loop of go here, take picture, ooh, scary noise, ooh, scary radar ping, eyeball, go. Like, I'm simplifying it, but like the experience of all of that is so fun. It's very enjoyable.
It's
It
fantastic
makes you
as-
uncomfortable.
It's fantastic as well because, like, again, they hardly used a lot to make this game at all. Because again, you're in just the one location, at least the one you can visibly see at all times, the submarine, and they do have a map like scanned out as well. But like, it's very simple and rudimentary for the most part. And even the like monster that jump scares you at the end, like, it has a basic face, but the rest of the model's like kind of stretched out because you would never see it. So they do a lot in a small amount of time with a little, and that's what I just love about games like this so much. It's a very creative game, it's very out there, and it's also very short, and I feel like it's something only an indie developer would really go for these days as well, like something more experimental.
Yeah, no, that's why, like, I genuinely just think that like indie games are just they're the best medium of gaming right now because they are able to be so much more experimental. And like, a game is like, I think Iron Lung was made by a solo dev, David Szymanski. He's made like a couple other horror games. I remember Squirrel Stapler. I don't know if any of you
Squirrel
have seen
Stapler.
What?
that. So
I like
Like-
horror games with like stupid ass names. Squirrel Stapler, Rat Shaker.
I do like Squirrel Stapler. I think that is also a fun horror game.
I can't wait for the next horror game, Pick Thrower.
It's a really good game for a very small package.
Certainly.
No, literally, it is like the most compact game potentially ever. Yet it does a lot with what it does. With the hour that you give it, it does a lot. Like, it leaves you thinking, like, how did you get here? What exactly is around me? There's just a lot of intrigue, and that, like, going on to Liam's point about indie games and the potential of like being able to do such things like this, is that this is only something that like someone in the shower could think of, just being like, I have a really cool concept for a video game, and then just doing it, which I think is so cool, because like a AAA developer would not greenlight this, but it is such a cool premise, and like for what it is, it's a very effective horror game. I loved it for what it was. It was great. Please play it for the experience.
Oh, look, I'm sorry. While we were doing this, I was looking at the Iron Lung stuff. There are cheats in the game, and one of the cheats is CH Mark, which activates Markiplier mode, which turns the entire submarine into just PNGs of Markiplier.
Oh, I've seen that.
What?
It's so funny.
Wait, I gotta replay the game now.
There's one that
There's a lot of cheats. Just like a rave mode as well.
There's a black and white visual mode. There's one that allows you to see out the porthole, so you can just see outside. There's a rave and a speaker. I don't know what the speaker does, and then you can get a light on the front of your ship, I think, for out the porthole. But that's cool.
Cool.
Whenever the game, like the movie, comes out, he's gonna add a bunch of behind the scenes stuff on in the game.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
I really appreciate the work they've put into it, and also just getting everyone excited for the film as well.
Yes, I think we're all equally like insanely excited for this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be
you know it.
fantastic.
Oh yeah, I think with the movie though, hey, maybe in the future, if you guys like this video enough, comment if you would like to see our opinions on the Iron Lung movie, because we're going to be trying to see it at whatever theater is closest to us, even if it's like 20 miles away from for me.
For me, it's 30 minutes.
Same here.
Yeah,
And I think the tickets are gonna go live soon, so we got to be on top of that.
yeah, we got to be on top
Get
of
it
that.
while you can.
Yeah, but what,
This is a really big thing of like a beloved YouTuber making a game to movie adaptation that people are excited for, because this will set a precedent of like, hey, if you have a way to get a movie out there, people will go see it. Like, he has a following base. He put zero money into marketing, zero money into like the distributing aspect, because he talked directly to specific movie theaters to get stuff, and he didn't like go with the specifically AMC or anything like that. It's insane and it's amazing, and I'm so excited to support it.
yeah, but I will say there was a movie I watched a couple of years ago that also like had kind of YouTuber stuff behind it, and also was a horror film, like Talk to Me. Yeah, which that was actually a very solid film as well. So I'd like to see like the kind of this trend keep going on.
I would also agree.
Good horror film by like kind of smaller producers. But yeah, I think with that, we've been to FetchQuest Podcast. If you're excited for the Iron Lung movie, go see it and comment if you did. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you later. Bye bye.